Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. Thank you for joining me today. This is a project I have to share with you today. It's a 6 hexagonal bag, just like this. I hope you like it. And this uses basic black and this paper is Zucchero. I'm really happy with it how it turned out. It's just, I think it looks so pretty. You can have a large one like this, or I also made a shorter one like that, and this would be great on your table, even just to store all sorts of trinkets, brads, all sorts of things in as well. I just like the different shapes that you can have. So this time we're going to do a slightly different colourway. We're going to use boho blue, and we're going to be using the Countryside Inn Designer Series paper. Now I've got a piece here of boho blue cardstock that measures 6.5 inches by 7 inches. All these measurements will be on the blog post and you can find the link in the description box below. I've made a template and there will be also a copy of this template on the blog post. So we are going to score on the 6.5 inch side at 2 inches, 4 inches and 6 inches. So 2, 4, 6, easy. Turn it to the 7 inch side and you're going to score at 2 inches. Okay. And then I've got another piece of cardstock exactly the same, and we're going to do exactly the same to it. So 2, 4 and 6, and then just 2 inches. Okay, so let's fold on these score lines. You need a good bone folder. I always say it's an essential tool in your craft room to have a good bone folder. Really helpful in so many different ways, but essential if you wanted to make bags, boxes, anything where you have a crease line, even cards. You want to make your own card bases. Bone folder is great to make sure you have that nice firm crease fold lines. Okay. So there we go. Okay, so on the 6.5 inch side, with your little 1/2 inch piece to the right here, we're going to do some cutting, and we're going to cut initially up to the score line, along the score line. So in the first little piece here, this little 1/2 inch piece, we're going to cut this off here at an angle, just like that. And then at the top here, we're just going to make a little miter cut like that. And then for these flaps, we're just going to do the same. Along the score line to the score line. There we go. And you do exactly the same on the other piece. And now we're going to stick our two pieces together like this. So tab on the right hand side, tab on the right hand side, and stick the two pieces together. So I'm going to use a little bit of Tombow here. It wants to come out. And then just make sure you keep everything nicely lined up as much as you can. And stick those two pieces together. Along that crease line, and just give it a good pinch so the glue takes. So now you have one long piece like that. So next thing we're going to do is put our Designer Series paper down, and we have this paper here, and you could use this pattern, be lovely, but I'm just going to use this very much plain pattern here, plainer pattern. And I've got 6 pieces, and these pieces should measure 1 3/4 inches by 4 3/4 inches. And we're just going to stick all of our panels down. I think it's when you put the Designer Series paper down that it really starts to come together. And I love how Stampin' Up makes everything so easy for us to coordinate our colours. So do you like making bags and boxes? If you do, let me know in the comments below. And I'd love to see your creations if you want to share them with me. I have a Facebook group, and I always love to see all the different things you make and people make, so you can inspire each other. So I'd love for you to join and have a look at that. You'll find the link down below in the description box. You'll also find all my other social media links there as well. If you want to follow me, like on Instagram, Pinterest, all of that sort of stuff, it's all there. Okay, a little bit of Tombow. There we go. And it's much easier to put the paper down now than it is later on. I promise you, it's not impossible, but you know, why make things harder for yourself than need be. Okay. And last but not least, last one down. Okay. So now we can put glue on this last little 1/2 inch tab here. Now we can fold our bag round, as you can see. Whoops. And just fold the two bits together and keep them nicely straight as you can. Just give that a good press down, and now you can start to see your shape forming just like this. So I'm going to turn it on its head so all these flappy bits are at the top, uppermost, and fold them back like this, like an opened out flower. Okay, I'm going to get rid of my template, but we don't need that anymore. I'm going to show you the next bit. Now I have a template here, and this is for a 4 inch wide, so it has 2 inch sides all the way around, perfect hexagon, and I've traced it out onto 2 pieces of boho blue cardstock and cut this out, and we're going to put one on the inside, and then we can use this to line up and fold in our tabs like this, and then we'll reinforce it, make it look pretty by putting another piece on the outside like that. So first things we're going to do, choose a tab, and we're going to put glue on. So I'm going to choose a tab, and I'm going to take my hexagon shape here, and I'm going to line it up at the base so it's equal. So if you bring it to this side, you'll see the base of your hexagon will line up with the base of your flap, just like that. Okay, and then I tend to go for the next one across and do that to really sort of get some kind of stability into the box. And we're going to do the same thing. This is going to line up just like that with your base, so just hold it in place and just go in from below and just get everything nicely lined up, and then you'll see here the rest can just fold in now on top. So let's put some glue everywhere. And we're just going to fold in our pieces like that. Turn it over. Bone folder, so useful, as I said. And give it a really good press down. And there, that's given you a really good base. So now I'm going to go in with my last hexagon shape here. And I'm just going to put this over the base, just taking time to get things lined up. One thing I will say, when you cut your hexagon out of your trace it, cut on the inside of the tracing line, just to make sure your hexagons the same size. And there you've got, now your base looks nice and neat, and it's really sturdy, as you can tell, and you've got a lovely hexagon shape. Okay, and if you wanted to make the shorter version, well then you just make it not as tall. It's really simple. Okay, so now we're going to make our, what do you call it, a handle. And I've got a piece here of boho blue cardstock, and this measures 1 inch wide by 11 3/4 inches long. And then I've got a piece here of Designer Series paper that measures 3/4 inch by 11.5 inches. So, but as I said, all those measurements will be on the blog post, so don't worry about it now. I'm just going to put that there, give it a good press down. Now, bone folder to the rescue yet again. We want to get this curve, but we want it to look pretty just like that. So you want our paper to curve. So to start this off, just take your bone folder like this with your thumb on top and just pull it along. And you'll see you already start to get that lovely curve. Okay, we are going to attach this with brads. So normally we attach this with glue dots or something, but this time we're going to use brads. Last time we used black brads. This time I think we'll use some nice white ones. So we use those two brads. These are the square, round and square black and white brads. So what I'm going to do is decide where I want my handles to go, and I think I'm going to have them like this. So I'm going to decide where, and I'm actually going to be a little pedantic here and find my ruler if I can. How come things always run away from you when you want them? Anyway, here's my ruler. So I'm going to measure, this is 2 inches, so I want it to be at about 1 inch. And I want it to be a little bit down into the paper. So I'm going to measure again here, roughly, I'm not being too precise, but roughly there, about 1 inch. And I'm going to take my paper at the back and just hold it in place. Use my pokey tool, and I'm just going through all the layers, as you can see here. And then I'm going to get my brad, push it in and open out the backs. And then we've got a little opening. So I'm going to just take the same here, roughly speaking it's there, through the two. I've got glue on my fingers, so it doesn't want to behave. Okay, so there we have our bag. Easy, simple. You could have the decoration on the straps on the outside or on the inside, it doesn't really matter. Let's clear the decks a little bit. Okay, and we can do some ribbon if we want here. I've got some of this boho blue ribbon that we can use. And I'm thinking whether I want this ribbon or not. Actually, not sure. Yeah, we'll try this ribbon. This is the boho blue Designer Series in colour ribbon, I should rather say. And we're just going to try and tie half decent bow. Don't want it to be that big. That will do. I'm just going to cut off the ends like that. Glue dots. I'll put a few glue dots because I don't want this thing to come up, and I'm just going to put it just like that, pinch it down, and then one more bow. Tell you, bows and me really don't see eye to eye. I will tell you, these bows on either side are not going to be the same, but it will look, hopefully I'm saying, it will look cute anyway. Some of you are much better tying bows than me, and you will have things that look absolutely amazing, and I will wish that you could come and live with me and do my bows for me. But there we go, that is our hexagon bag. So there we have black and white, and then we have our boho blue version. And this one here I use just the black and white gingham ribbon. This one I use different, so you can tell me which you prefer, which do you like best. If you've enjoyed this project, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know. And please don't forget to subscribe to future videos. If you want more information about the project, the measurements, the supply list, etc., as I said, it's all on the blog post on my website. And the links to that, all my social media links, are in the description box below. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.